All right, so we've been using the shopping list project UI for a while to look at different concepts, the DOM, events, etc. Now we're going to build the project from start to finish. So let's look at some of the tasks and some of the specs for this project. And we're pretty much going to do it in this order. So first off, we want to add items to the list via the form. So we want to be able to type something into the form, submit it, and it gets added to the list, the unordered list in the DOM. We want to be able to remove items from the list by clicking the X button. Okay, we want to be able to clear all items by clicking the clear button. And then there's also a filter input. So we want to be able to start typing in the filter input and then have the items that we have narrowed down to match whatever we're typing in the filter. All right, once we have all that stuff done so that we're adding and removing from the DOM, I want to then move on to local storage, which allows us to persist the data into the browser, into the client's local storage, so that when we reload the page, those items are still going to be there. All right, and I'll give you a little crash course in local storage and session storage before we do that. Okay, then I want to be able to click on an item and put the app into edit mode. Okay, so if we click on like eggs, I want that list item to get lighter so we know that that's the one we're editing, and put that text in the text box and also update the button to say update. So basically we'll have an edit mode for the application. And of course we want to be able to update that item. So we'll be able to change it. It'll update in local storage and in the DOM. And then once we finish the project, I want to deploy it and make it live on a service called Netlify. All right, so let's just take a look at a demo of the project. And this is the actual deployed project on Netlify. So when we come to the app, it's very simple, just shopping list. We have a enter item form. So if we say juice, we add that, that's going to add the item. It's also going to show a filter box and a clear box, because we're going to make it so if there are no items, these don't show. Okay, so because I wanted to just make it a little bit more dynamic. So we'll add something else. Let's say eggs, and let's also say eggnog. So we'll add that as well. Now, if I reload the page, that stuff is going to stay there because it's being stored in local storage. In fact, if I open up my DevTools and go to application and go to local storage, you'll see that we have those items saved in the browser in local storage. And we're going to be able to, of course, remove them. So if I get rid, actually, I don't want to remove them yet. I want to show you the filter first. So if I put an E in here, it's still showing all the items because they all have an E. They don't have to start with E, they just have to have an E. If I put a G, then that narrows it down. Okay, if I put another G, both of these have egg in it. If I put an N, it's going to narrow it down to eggnog. All right, so we can filter these in real time. An event fires off whenever we type in there. Okay, and then of course we can delete. If I reload, that's still going to be gone. And then of course we can clear all, and that gets rid of the filter and the clear button as well, because there's no need for it since there's no items. All right, so that's what we'll be building. Let's go ahead and get started.